Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited to be joined by some of my favorite people in the whole entire world. We have Bela Portzline from Organizational Rebel LLC, and also my dear friend Michelle, who is our cohort, and she's offering the beautiful space at Resonant Essentials Esoteric School of Metaphysics. We're going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico with Grandmother Taiha-Moetu and her sister, Grandmother Hato. We're going to begin on Friday, May 30th for Circle of Earth, Ancestors and Renewal. It's going to be 5 to 7 p.m. It is a beautiful community offering. And we'll talk about that a little bit further in a moment. And then we're going to be doing this immersive 2-day workshop, the first time that we're doing it in Albuquerque, and that's going to be with Grandmother Taiha-Moetu and her sister Hato. And we'll talk about that again as well. That's called Weaving the Sacred Threads of Earth and Ancestors. And it's going to be on Saturday, May 31st, and Sunday, June 1st. And it's going to be a beautiful transformational 2-day retreat. I wanted to ask Bela to share with us. We were visiting last year, and Hato wasn't with us at that time, but I wanted to ask Bela if she could share what she's looking forward to. And she happens to be one of our beautiful friends and also a co-sponsor.
Well, thank you so much. I am super excited for this event. I just wanted to share, I was lucky enough to attend a retreat in Santa Fe. So even before the one last year in Santa Fe with these amazing women. And it was funny because I wasn't really sure why I signed up and what I was doing, but I just felt called to go. And it was so transformational. I learned so much about their culture and the way they do things, and then how I can apply that to my own life and my own path forward. And since then, and that was, I think it was 2022. When was that? 2022, right? Yeah. So since then, I'm still integrating some of the things that I experienced during that. And I'm super excited because this year, the 2-day retreat in Albuquerque is going to have some pieces of that I know is really going to transform people's lives. Right now, there's so much stuff going on in the world, and people are feeling out of sorts. So the ability to connect to our lineage and really understand our own DNA and how to use that to move forward is so important. And these ladies are like, I want to say like the experts, gurus, and I'm not allowed to curse. So I would say like baddies. They're like baddies, like the best baddies that I've ever met. And I'm so excited.
Thank you, Bela. Michelle, I was hoping to hear from you and what you're excited about. And thank you for letting us come to your space again, and also where we'll be having the private sessions as well.
I'm so thrilled to be honored with Taiha-Moetu coming in and meeting her sister Hato. Thank you, ladies. It's such a blessing. We're at such a transitional time in Earth right now that the Earth is singing to us, and so many of us are not really listening and we're not connecting. So it makes it more difficult for us, I think, to connect to our cultural ancestors, our grounding, our path forward, that to be able to share and transcend that level and learn other people's ways of connecting may help reinforce our own. So it's going to be a beautiful opportunity for spiritual growth, spiritual empowerment, but more importantly, to help us bring healing to our own hearts. So ladies, I can't thank you enough for coming back and doing this. And the private sessions, I'm really excited for people to understand, when you're working with gifted healers, they don't have to have a litany of lists of ailments because they understand that they're getting their power. And I had a session last year, and it was such a beautiful session that I laid there, I absorbed it. She looked over at me and she says, "Well, you're not saying anything." I said, "Your energy's just flowing so beautifully that it's so powerful that you can just relax and receive." So it's really an opportunity to bring healing in. I hope a lot of people are paying attention and that they show up and participate in this beautiful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Hato, I was hoping to hear from you. I know that you've visited New Mexico a few times with us, and we're so excited to have you come back, especially to Albuquerque.
Morena, tātai. Tēnei ka mihi aki kia tātai kua huihui mai nei raro i ngā manaakitanga tō tātai matsanui te rangi. Firstly, thank you very much, beautiful ladies, for this opening the space up for us, me and my sister. So I'm Hato, the younger sister of Taiha-Moetu, and I just want to share a little bit about when we were over there, my first time over there with Heather and Bayla, and we I taught a haka, a poi, actually a poi, and when we go back, we're going to be picking up on that poi, and this time I'll be explaining in that the poi as we go along how we ground ourselves, why we ground ourselves, and who we ground ourselves with in that poi. Also, we'll be setting intentions in that poi, all based around prayer and how we do that in this poi that I want to take back there. So it actually talks about a journey. It talks about a journey, but it's journey for self, and it's discovering parts of you and going deeper into self through grounding and through prayer. Thank you, Heather.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited. And Taiha, I'd love to hear from you. And welcome soon back to New Mexico. I feel like we should build you a tiny home over at the path of your mom at this point. So you guys have your own little tiny home where we'll build a marae for you guys. So.
Yeah. Atamaria, over here it's morning. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for this beautiful surprise to be able to talk at this time. You know, I just want to talk a little bit about our mahi. Our mahi is all about what the loved ones, what I call the loved ones, our guides, whether they be our ancestors or whether they be our, you know, the higher realms like the God force. And I'm really passionate about this mahi. And the thing that I loved about coming to Albuquerque and working with you, Bayla, and you, Michelle, and you, Heather, and with my tuahine, my sister, is that we're all in that space. We're in the space of creating ourselves again into this higher energy force that we are all actually having to step into. But it's a place that we know, and we know we want to be there, but it's also very uncomfortable because it means changing so much of ourselves. It means questioning your identity. It means questioning all your values and all your beliefs of who you were, who you have been taught to be, who you have been brain managed would be the best word, into following a path that was actually for somebody else, always for somebody else and not for yourself. So one of the things that we're coming to do is actually to ask questions. And the questions being, who are you? Which is the most basic thing. And what we do is that we're so used to listening to what everybody else has told us to be. And all of that we're starting to unravel. In our culture, from birth, we've been taught our pepeha and our pepeha is about our mountains, is about our own mountain, our own DNA, our own rivers, the blood flow, the blood that flows through us, which is relevant to our landmarks here in our te aroa. But the other thing is that it's not only relevant to the land that you were born in, it's relevant to whatever time frame that you're doing mahi in the time frame of whatever it is that is coming up for you, that you're accessing your gifts from. So if you start having memories of Africa, of Greece, of Japan, you know, and they're really resonating with you, it means that something in your DNA is coming up to be clarified. And that could be a healing on whatever timeline that you've lived in another timeline, another lifetime, and to be able to access the energy that you need for this lifetime. So all of that we'll be talking about. All of that is part of our workshop, but it comes back to breaking you down. Well, that's not a, you know, not going to break you down, but it's going to be breaking down your values and your beliefs and really make you question what those really are. And it's very basic. And as Hata was talking about with the poi is about changing energies, you know, because you're moving the poi around and you're doing sacred symbols in the air and around your body. So all of that is part of the changes of the DNA and accessing other information. You know, we all have it. We have it with the different tools, like from Egypt, from the key, you know, the brain doesn't work at this time, but we all have these ways that we change energy, change frequencies. You know, and we do it also with our healing, like Reiki, and with energy healing, with massage, and it's removing something that you are releasing and filling it up with something that you are actually needing. So it's all healing, but you're doing the mahi. So this is what our two-day mahi is about, and also with the personal sessions. You know, I don't know how much time we have, Heather, but I just want to explain about the mahi that I do, is that people come and then they have a set thing that, yes, I want to come in, I want, you know, I've got a pain in my back and, you know, I want you to work on that. But that may not be what your soul self is needing to release or needing to activate. Your soul self or your God force self will say that is only an external mahi. You're actually needing to go deeper. So the loved ones will take us to wherever it is that you need to be shifted in your mountain, which is your DNA on your back or your belly, you know, for whichever energy. And that will activate something like the, you know, the things that you push and they start falling down. This is how the mahi, this is how all mahi is supposed to be about. It's not working on what you think is wrong with you. That is just a symptom of actually something that is more. So, yeah.
Perfect. Hata, do you want to talk a little bit about your sessions, how you do them, in case somebody's interested in also attending the workshop and maybe coming for a session with you, how that works?
So for me, we talk about the inner flame, which is our ahika. And it's about how we maintain that spiritual flame, because that's what it is. It's a spiritual flame within us that connects to the spiritual realm. So it's about how we maintain that inner flame and how are we maintaining it. And so then we end up talking about grounding and the forms of grounding that you can do to maintain that spiritual flame. And it's just about keeping that fire. So really it's about igniting the fire. We call it muro te ahi, which is ignite the fire, reignite. So that's what I'll be talking about, and just how we can do this, how we can maintain that spiritual flame within us and keep our flame bright. Yeah, and the ways that we can do it. Yeah.
Thank you. And I just want to take a
Heather,
couple.
can I just add to that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Please.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that we've known about our language is that, and like a lot of core languages, which is your own deep language that comes from inside you, is that it's light language. It's the language of the star beings. And we're actually, this is why I'm bringing my sister with me, because she has been brought up with the language and with our knowledge, our old knowledge. And so our language, our reo, is also in there, has codes that we access. And you'll all know this if you have other ethnic blood within you, that you're being guided to learn some of your ancient knowledge, your ancient language, because the core of the mahi that you're doing is in your language. And this is why hato, I use is not the right word, but English wise, that's the only word that's there. I mahi with hato because she uses the reo to help me to do the mahi that I can do in another way. So this is another thing that we will be promoting, is that if you have other ethnic blood, which everybody does, start learning. Start, even if it's just the power words that you need to activate the star energy, the other ethnic energy that we need, because we come and we turn on something in a land, or we uplift. So we're either uplifting or we're downloading into the lands that we walk on. Yeah, because we've walked here before. So the language, and especially the language that we mahi with, because it's our own intrinsic of this lifetime, it helps us to do the mahi to activate. So I'll shut up now.
Oh no, I love that.
We love it.
No, but that really is important. And I love how you said that we all have, an ethnic background. We're all indigenous to somewhere. And I think that for myself, I just always learn so much from each of you. And it really is an honor to help facilitate these and bring you to the US and to have other people learn from you.
Yeah. Indigenous means that you belong to Mother Earth. People say, oh, yes, but you're indigenous to New Zealand, and no. My loved ones teach me, no, every person, indigenous is a word that has been, I'm not allowed to swear, but indigenous has been used in the wrong context. It means that you are born of the land, you are born of the world. And so any land that you tread on, you are indigenous to, because something in your DNA recognizes something in the earth. And that's what indigenous really means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's open to men and women. So the Friday night event is its own individual ticket, or you can buy it with the VIP ticket for the 2-day event. So again, we have the Sacred Seeds, a circle of earth, ancestors, and renewal. We're asking that people bring some sacred earth, some sacred water. You could bring some seeds if you want to as well. And we're going to be making seed bundles and then combining the earth and the water, and everyone's going to get those imprinted elements to take back home with them. So it was really a beautiful thing that we did last time, where everyone mentioned where they brought the sacred water from or the earth, and it was from all over the world. So we're looking forward to doing that on Friday, May 30th at 5 to 7 p.m., a circle of earth, ancestors, and renewal. And then we're going to start the immersive program, and that's going to be weaving the sacred threads of earth and ancestors. It's Saturday, May 31st and Sunday, June 1st, followed by 2 days of private sessions. So we're going to make sure that you guys have the link whenever we post this video. And when you go to the 2-day event, you're just going to go over and take a look at the top right corner. It says tickets and donate. And you can read all the different tickets on there. We have an elder and student discount. But if something comes up where it is outside your financial means and you want to ask about scholarships, all you have to do is email me at heather@followthegoldenpath.org. We want to make this inclusive for everyone, men and women, students, elders, anyone to come join us in Albuquerque. It's very easy to fly into Albuquerque, New Mexico from almost any city or any country. It is an international airport. There are different hotels of different, inexpensive to 5-star resorts. You don't necessarily have to rent a car if you're visiting. You could get an Uber or a Lyft. And it's really easy to find Michelle's Center. And I just wanted to go back and see if there's anything I missed, Bela, as I kind of talked about that. Is there anything else that you would like to say?
No, except it's going to be an amazing event and you don't want to miss out.
Yeah, thank you. Michelle, any last words?
I think they should know that we have plenty of water if they forget their water, but they are going to have to do lunch on their own, are they not?
Yes, thank you. But lots of restaurants close by, and we're giving
Yes.
an hour-and-a-half break for lunchtime.
Yeah, good
Yes.
restaurants too.
Yeah,
Really good eating places around there.
you'll learn to love green chili. If you haven't
doesn't?
been in love with it, you're going to learn to love it. Hato, any last words?
No, just that I'm looking forward to it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm getting all my mahi here out of the way so that I can, I'm free to go.
Oh.
Yeah, ready to go. Yeah.
I did forget one thing. We're going to have a traveling store. So I know that Hato and Taiha will be bringing stuff from New Zealand. We'll have stuff. And then Michelle's got a beautiful library and things at her center, and Bela as well. And often you'll find that a lot of people will go together for lunch or even afterwards during dinner. So it is becoming part of that community and that circle when you start spending time with us. Taiha, any last closing words? And if you want to close this with a short prayer before we say goodbye to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, for anybody that's having doubts about coming, wondering, is this for me or is this not for me? The thing is that don't let your head talk. Don't let your brain do the talking. Just feel yourself and go with what you're feeling. What I do know is that so much, as Michelle said, and Bela knows, as we all know, things are changing so fast. The energy right now is so fast that, we only just started the year and we're almost into the middle already. And what I do know that is the opportunities, we're being offered opportunities to grow and to expand. And there are opportunities that are, even for us, we have to take them while they're there. And otherwise we miss out. And I know what it means to miss out when you're having to, when you say, oh, no, I don't feel like going, something in you saying, I want to go, but it's like, no, the money, the blah, blah, there's so much blah, blah that tells you, no, stay home. but there's another part of you that makes that decision. Yes, go, or no, stay home. Listen to that part of yourselves.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's what's happening with me. And I'm just going with whatever comes along. I just go with it. Yeah, take the opportunity and just go.
Yeah.
And don't get stuck in your head.
Yeah, make the, there's something now that, the loved ones have made me, and I'm going to say that because we all know that we made a commitment to come here to do something, to make the changes that we know that we have to make. That's why we chose to come here. As soon as we start deviating off our path, we start, not feeling good. We start feeling unwell in ourselves, but that's also the parts of us that are being challenged to, what are you doing? Where are you going?
Yes.
And these are the parts that sometimes we have to fight through to get back to where we need to be. And it is that the heart of ourselves, our heart soul.
Yeah.
It says we have a purpose. We came here because we have a purpose, and the purpose was to make a difference and to find our tribe. Hatoana, we're tribal people. We're whānau, family people. So we know what it means to come from a family, to start creating families out in the world. This is our purpose, is to, as Hato says, to reignite the flame that we have within us. And we can only do that by doing your mahi, your inner mahi, to release the things that you no longer need, to access the deep mahi that is at your core. So, yeah, I'm not going to finish with the karakia. That's Hato's job. So I'll leave that with her.
But we invite you. We can't wait for you to join us in Albuquerque. One of my favorite cities. So thank you.
Yeah, mine too. I love Albuquerque. Beautiful people and beautiful energy there. I love it.
And good food.
Good food. Yes. Yeah.
I'll finish us up there.
Yes, please.
All right. Tēnei ka mihi aki. Ka mihi aki kia tātai, kua hui mai nei. Tēnei ka tukuna whakaaro ki tō tātai matua nei te rangi. Moe manaaki tāna kirania mātai katoa. Tēnei ka tukuna whakamoemiti. Nā whakawhitai te kia koe tō mātai matua nei. Me te whakaaro tō ringa atu whai kirania mātai katoa i tēnei wā. Mona rā I haere aki nei. Tēnei ka tuku nā whakamoemiti. Korori ki tai ingoa tapu. E tō mātai matua nei. Āmene.
Āmene. Āmene, people. And so it is.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward.
Yeah.
Looking forward, Bayla and Michelle.
Yes. Good to see you, Bayla. Yeah.
Thank
Can't
you.
wait to
And
see
you'll
you
love
guys.
Michelle, babe.
Yeah. Good to meet you, Michelle. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies.